Well, want to introduce myself, everyone. My name is Les Anthony. I'm with my grandmother, Patsy Mays. We are going to discuss and talk about her life and all the things that come with that. She's going to take the lead on most of it, but I will ask some questions as we go on. Um, from there, again, it's my grandmother, Patsy Mays. We're going to talk about her life. Um, she's going to go over um, her early childhood from her parents to birth, and then we'll be able to present more later down the road for the rest of her life. So that's it. If you want to go ahead and give
Hi,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay.
I'm here with my grandson, my oldest grandson, Les, and I was born Patsy Mays in Logansport, Louisiana. I had three siblings older than me, one younger than me, from when I can remember, about 8, 9. Uh, that my mother, from my mother's birth, and then I had four, four siblings from on my dad's side, that brothers and sisters. And in Logansport, we used to be um, play together, and we lived on about 6 acres, maybe, for our living space. And they lived at one end, my siblings lived at one end, and I lived at the other end with my grandmother. And we would play. I'd help, like, with my grandmother always had a big garden with a lot of vegetables and
Mhm.
stuff.
Okay. No, that sounds great.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And my siblings and I, we always was got along with each other, really. Uh-huh. And far as I know, and had a youngest brother on my mother's side, was about 8 months, 9 months, 10 months old, and that's about it. We never had to work in the fields, but my grandparents had a lot of farm property and raised a lot of crops. Some of it I can remember, some of it don't. Corn and cotton and stuff like that. But I remember that my dad had, like, maybe about 100 acres,
Oh my goodness.
really, because he had a lot of farm workers that helped with him, but none of us was had anything to do about the working situation. So we was just playing. My grandmother also raised a lot of chickens and cows and
Okay.
corn and, I mean,
A working farm.
yes, for food, and hogs, and she had also, like, a little bar that she attended. I can remember, and we I never was able to see much of that, and it was like um, about a half a block, we would say, now, in the city from the house.
Okay.
And uh, that, they served, she'd cook, and they'd serve food and music and play cards and dance and drink in there. But kids weren't allowed there. But anyway, and then we come to California with my mother in 1944, and we rode the train to California from Louisiana, and we went to Fresno, California, and I stayed there about a year. My dad my stepdad rather, and was he shined shoes for a living. I remember, but anyway, we had an apartment, and we lived like on G Street Alley, and it was about 3 blocks from the school that I went to, and I was about in the third grade that I can remember, and my smallest brother at the time, because my other two brothers by my mother lived with their grandparents, and they weren't with us at the time, so it was just my youngest brother and myself. But we stayed there in Fresno for about a year, and my stepdad bought property in um, Madeira, which was like in the country.
Yeah, I know. It's right before Fresno, Madera. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know Madera's at.
yeah.
Right before Fresno.
And uh, but at the time it was just vacant land, so
Yeah.
we didn't go out there much, and he didn't do much with it, and we stayed there, like I say, only about a year. So seeking better employment, my stepdad moved to Sacramento, and we came to Sacramento to stay.
Can I
And
say something? So when you moved from Logansville, Logansport
uh-huh.
to Fresno, what drove you guys to move to Fresno? Was it just for better life,
Yeah,
better
for a better
work?
life, and,
Okay.
and for seeking employment
Okay.
more better.
So all the property you guys had, you guys just sold the property?
No, they kept it for a while.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So they kept the property.
Yeah, and the siblings got rid of it throughout the years later on
Okay.
in life.
So
you know,
basically they sold it.
after they got when they became of age,
Yes.
then they got rid of the property.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You happen to know like the actual do you even know like where the property would even be at?
It was just in like the country
It's just
part
country
of
something. Look.
Logansport.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. I was
yeah.
just curious. That's all.
Yeah, but anyway, that was good that you asked that. But that was about the basics that I could remember. It was like the property was about half a mile from the house.
Okay. That's half a mile from the house. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
But anyway.
I was just curious about
Yeah.
that. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in Fresno, you guys just lived in the residential areas somewhat.
Yes.
Okay.
It was It was down. It was mostly near town
Mhm.
because it was during the war.
Yeah, I know Fresno don't look
Yeah.
the same. If I go
Yeah.
there now,
Yeah.
it ain't
Yeah.
nowhere near how it is
Yeah.
now. But just
Yeah.
reference,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
Okay.
off of at the time it was main street was Firestone,
Okay.
and we lived on G Street. They called it G Street Alley.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How old were you at this time?
I was about 9.
9. So
Mhm.
did you recognize there was a war going on?
That what?
Did you understand there was a war going on?
No.
No. So you really didn't understand there was
I just knew that there were soldiers and different things that
going,
I would
but you didn't
see.
understand the world was going at war right now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So was there? Do you remember there being a lot of African Americans in the Fresno area?
Yes.
There was?
There was a lot.
Okay, there was a lot. Okay.
In the area that I was in, because there was a lot of segregation that I wasn't aware of.
So that's where the
about
blacks
it.
were living at.
Yeah.
That's where you lived at. So that's why there was a
Yeah.
lot, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So segregation was full force in the
Yeah.
Fresno area
Yeah.
at that time,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you had the only place that you could live was where there was a segregated area.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be able to be rented to.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Did you understand at that time like where you were at? Like I live in California, and California is different than Louisiana.
No.
You think
No.
this is where I live
No.
at. This is where I'm at.
No.
No.
Like I spoke of, we come here on the train I just knew we had a long train.
Right, yeah, that's a long train ride. I can see that.
Yeah.
It feels long. I ride a train from Stockton to San Diego. That feel like forever.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see multi-states being a long, long train
yeah,
ride.
yeah.
And what train
And
was it? Just a regular train company back then?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the SP, I think.
It's called SP.
I think that
Okay.
was the name of it. It was the only train company in.
There was no Amtrak back then.
No.
No, that was the Amtrak.
Yeah.
SP was
Yeah.
the own company now.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
that train ride, I mean, did you guys stop and like get your walk around at all? No.
I don't remember
Just
stopping.
stop it.
It was just a straight through.
Oh my goodness.
To a
Okay.
certain extent, and I can't remember exactly. I think it was like um, a couple of days ride.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had a oh, I can't think of the name of it, but we had a berth on the train
Oh
where
my goodness.
you could sleep. Yeah.
Somebody had the baby on the train?
No, 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 no. They call them
Oh,
berths.
oh, they call it a berth. Oh.
It was like a compartment that
Okay.
you would sleep.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then when you would wait in the day when you were doing the train ride, it was just like different.
Yeah.
It was like a closet, a
Yes.
cabinet, or whatever that would open up in the daytime,
Okay.
so that you could ride and be comfortable
Okay.
and talk with other people.
Okay.